help us celebrate, to thank our legislators who helped get it through yesterday, and to let the Senate know we are on our way and we are pounding on their doors. Yeah!
Legislation. Never in my life would I have thought that I would be able to carry something that is so impactful to our state, to our women, to our men, to every gender in Minnesota. And I need all of you to have your voice and take it to the Senate and tell them, we need to hear this bill. We need to pass this gender equality legislation, because we have waited way too long for this. I hear stories all the time from women who, I just heard one this morning. My mother, born in 1902 or 1908, was there when we first got the vote. Why didn't we pass the ERA then? Why has it taken us this long to pass it? Another one of my constituents came to me and she said, I've been waiting 47 years for this. Let's get this done. So everyone here, you talk to your friends, to your neighbors, to your colleagues. You call, you contact, you write, you send postcards. You contact all of the senators. Put that pressure on them, because Minnesota needs to pass the gender equality legislation so that everyone, no matter if you identify as a woman, as a man, whatever your identity is, you need to know that Minnesota values you, we recognize you, and you have the equal rights of everybody else in this great state of Minnesota. So thank you for being here.
Attorney General Keith Ellison has been a long time.
When women succeed, America succeeds, everybody. And yet, your common sense might tell you, well, of course we have an ERA, don't we? Well, no, we don't. And it is your advocacy and your fight that is going to make it the law of the land everywhere and all the time. The fact of the matter is that we should have passed ERA decades ago. And we were pretty close, were we not?
We were close.
We were close. You obstinate folks got in the way, but they ain't getting in the way this time.
Yeah.
We're on our way, we're fired up, we're educating, we're talking about it. And one of the most important things about fighting for the ERA is, of course, passing it and benefiting from the law. But one of the most important things aside from that is the discussions that we will have to help people understand just how damaging sexism and inequality is, and just how much our society will benefit when we have truly equal society. And say again that this economy is not experienced by everyone the same. We know that when we increase the minimum wage, women will see their pay go up. We know that when we have real Social Security extended out for years, it will make sure that women have economic security. Social Security is a women's issue. It's everybody's issue. but it's a women's issue. We know that when we make sure that when people are not harassed on the job and have accountability measures to make sure they can just go to work and do their job, that will mean something very tangible and beneficial for women on the job. You know that sexual harassment on the job is a tax that women pay and is in place and is allowed to be in place so that men can have a little bit more protection for the jobs that they have. A little bit less competition if you're not there, right? And so we need to acknowledge that this is the time for the ERA has come. Neither the U.S. Constitution or the Minnesota Constitution explicitly guarantees protection against gender discrimination. The Equal Rights Amendment makes gender discrimination unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. But even though we're fighting to make it unconstitutional, it's always been morally wrong. The ERA will strengthen Women's Economic Security Act. It will help curb violence against women. It will give me, as the people's lawyer of the state of Minnesota, more tools to stand up for gender equality and against gender discrimination. And by prohibiting gender discrimination in women, the amendment ensures that Minnesota women are treated with equality, dignity, and respect, which is absolutely what I believe in and all of us do as well. And the great news is that it passed the House yesterday. Let's hear it for the House. And your enthusiasm and your energy from that House vote is so powerful and so strong, we just can feel how it's going to roll right into the Senate. Right? Pass it there too. How exciting. And I want to, look, once you start thanking people, you're in dangerous territory because there's a lot of people who deserve a lot of thanks. But I cannot walk away from this microphone without thanking my teacher on the issue of so many things, including the ERA, Betty Foley. Introducing the ERA. But on behalf of people like, my mom, on behalf of so many women who fought so long, I tell you this before, I have like 1 minute to tell a quick story. I'll go for it, I know I'm over time. Did you know that in 1870, Susan B. Anthony was charged with a criminal act, because she voted as a woman. The judge charged her with paying a $10 fine, and after she got up there and told the judge she's not paying his damn fine, she went all over the country talking about how much she wasn't paying his fine. Now that was in 1870. We did not see the passage of the 19th Amendment until 1920. Susan B. Anthony was not around to see the passage of that constitutional amendment. And there are women who have lived their whole lives fighting for equality and never got to see this day when the House passed. But I want you to take a moment to have them in your heart and remember that you're not just doing something for the next generation. We see these young people back there, but we're also honoring the last one that fought so hard to make our lives just a little bit better. Bless you all. Thank you very much.
Paid equal to their male counterparts, women janitors, male janitors. According to the Institute for Women's Policy Research, it would add $583 billion into the economy every year. I can think of no better economic stimulus package.
Minnesota, we did something amazing yesterday. Yesterday, the Minnesota House passed House File 13, a bill that will allow Minnesotans to decide in 2020 to embed in our Minnesota Constitution gender equality. Now, for those of you who did not get a chance to watch the exchange on the House floor last night, all I can tell you is that that demonstration showed us why equal rights for all genders is necessary. Our GOP colleagues were stuck on the word gender last night. They insisted that we change that bill language to say sex versus gender. And why? Well, I can speculate why, but I probably shouldn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about maybe their motives, right? And I think for me personally, understanding that maybe they were confused. They were confused about the difference between sex and gender and sexual orientation. They asserted that unless we could define and know all the ways in which someone identifies, that we could not know how to advocate for equal rights. They went as far as to say that Minnesotans would be confused and would share that confusion and be troubled with this choice on the ballot. Can you believe that? Right? I do not share our GOP colleagues' sentiment. I believe in Minnesotans and their understanding that equality means equality for all. Whether we can define personally every gender and every sexual orientation. It did not go unnoticed to me last night that our GOP colleagues made their questioning, and let me rephrase it, their interrogation, that they decided to pick a new DFL female colleagues. They thought that the honesty of my DFL colleagues admitted that they didn't know every gender and every sexual orientation was a weakness, but we showed them. We really did show them. We showed them that the principles that we live by in protecting equality is that we do not need to know everything about a group of people to fight for their rights. We do not need to identify every race, every culture, every ethnicity to know that their rights to equality need to be embedded in law. We do not need to know every religion or every type of disability to know that their rights to equality needs to be embedded in law. And we know that even though we cannot identify every gender or sex or sexual orientation, we know that however anyone identifies, that their rights to equality needs to be embedded in law. I know Minnesotans know this. You see, I have this huge flaw in me. And I've been told I have this flaw for a really long time, that I'm an internal optimist. I believe that when given the choice, Minnesotans will make the right choice. Minnesotans will choose to protect all of its citizens of any gender that they identify as. Now, Minnesotans, we have achieved a huge victory last night, but the work is not done. As Representative Kunesh-Podein said, there's still much to do until 2020 comes. We have to get this past the Senate. We have to get the support of give Minnesotans the support that they need, because they're going to be getting confusing information from our opposition, who then themselves are confused, and so wrong information will be out there. So we have a lot to do to help support Minnesotans so that we can do the right thing in 2020. And yes, and that we have much to do today. Today is on this glorious International Women's Day that we celebrate our victory. That we celebrate that this fight was not just for women, but for all people of all genders. So thank you to everyone who has been fighting this fight with us. Together, we got this.
Rotunda today. We had an historic night last night in the Minnesota House of Representatives, and it was long past due. All Minnesotans, regardless of what they look like, what their background is, deserve an opportunity to be successful and to be free of discrimination. We believe in that fundamentally. on the ballot and make non-discrimination the law of the land of the state of Minnesota. I keep seeing this little girl up here who is having a great time with colors and running around, and I want to see her out front and center where she belongs. We don't just believe in non-discrimination. We don't believe in equality only for the sake of women and girls. We believe in it for all of us. We believe it because we want to be a state that treats people with dignity, that treats people with equity, that believes in the inherent worth of all people, regardless of who they are.
Yes.
That is the kind of Minnesota I believe in for these kids. That is the kind of Minnesota I believe in for my own 3 sons. I do not want to hand off a state constitution to them that does not enshrine equality in law. We will pass this through the Senate, we will pass this on the ballot, and when Minnesotans see this question on their ballot, they will vote overwhelmingly yes. Arguments about who this might help or what this might do. We all know that this is about equality. Minnesotans will understand it. I have to say, it is surprising when elected officials will stand up and say that they don't trust the intelligence of the voters, since they're the ones who got sent there by those same voters. I believe in Minnesotans. I believe in the work that we're doing, and together we will get this done this year. Thank you very much. To speak on behalf of the Senate DFL caucus.
Thank you, Ryan. First of all, let me thank and congratulate my companion author. As you've heard, Mary Footy's really did a spectacular job last night. Thank you. And as Attorney General Ellison said, we also thank the person who has kept us alive year after year after year after year, Betty Folliard. I have one very strong disagreement with what Attorney General Ellison said. He indicated the time for the state ERA has come. I would disagree. The time for the state ERA is overdue by many, many years. I will suggest to you that I introduced the first state ERA effort many years ago, shortly after I first came to the Senate, which was many years ago. And my belief and my thought was that if the federal government was not going to take up its responsibility to pass the federal ERA into where it belongs in the U.S. Constitution, I, as a Minnesota legislator, should make every effort to make sure we have it at least in our state constitution. Because what we know is, even with all the progress that's been made over the last number of years, you still have significant problems with workplace discrimination, wage discrimination, pregnancy discrimination. There are court cases that have acted against what we need. And absent the protection of a constitutional amendment, we simply can't do it all by statute. That's what we need, is a state ERA right now. Let me offer another thought if I might hold. I thought in the aftermath of this fall's election, and with the folks who were elected in November of 2018, this was going to be the time to pass an Equal Rights Amendment. And I thought that, even still being in the minority in the state Senate, we would have the support of Republican senators who both saw the need and saw, from their perspective, I hope, the electoral necessity. I'm not totally sure that's the case. And it's a real tragedy. If you look back at the federal ERA and its inception many years ago, there was significant Republican support throughout the country for a constitutional amendment to the U.S. Constitution. When I first came into the Minnesota State Senate, we had people like Nancy Braddish, Jim Ramstad, and many others, Republican senators, who supported a state ERA. It's a little bit more uphill these days, and that's where I'm going to need your support. My colleagues who are here will need your support, your advocacy, your continued work on this issue to make sure in the next couple of weeks we'll make every effort, every possible effort we can to make sure we bring the state ERA to a vote in the Minnesota State Senate, to a successful vote in the Minnesota State Senate, to placement on the ballot, and then come November of 2020, what we've been waiting for many years, the placement of the state ERA in the Minnesota Constitution. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much.
We're fortunate in Minnesota, we've had a lot of people who have persisted. And one of them is Senator Sandy Pappas.
Okay, we're gonna shake it up a little bit now and get a little energy going. So follow along with me carefully. What do we want? ERA. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? ERA. When do we want it? Now. Louder. What do we want? ERA. When do we want it? Now. One more time. What do we want? ERA. Mary and the House did yesterday that we're all going to move over to the Senate now. And the story is Senator Limmer not only won't hear the ERA bill, he won't hear any of our bills to help women and families. So we got to convince him that this is really, really important to do and that Minnesotans really want it. Now, as Dick mentioned, we actually did have Republican authors. He's got the constitutional bill, Minnesota constitutional bill. I have with Representative Rena Moran, memorializing Congress to lift the deadline. Both really important to do. And both Dick and I had Republicans on our bill. And that was until the MCCL went to the Republican caucus and said, oh, no, you don't. This is going to be really bad. This is pro-abortion and all these scare tactics against them. So one by one, they took their names off the bill. So that is, we all know that's BS. We're talking about equal rights. Reproductive rights is important too, but a different issue, different constitutional issue. We want equal rights for women, and so we have to make that case. We have to get over to the Senate. And what do we want? ERA! When do we want it? Now!
Be on notice, Senator Limiter, that's good. In 2018, we elected Representative Kristen Bonner, who's in a committee hearing right now. She won 12 of 14 precincts. And Jan Solon, who went on the A side, cut the loss margin by 2/3. Senator Limmer, we're coming for you. Is Representative Rena Moran, and it is my great honor to introduce her.
It's so good to be here. You know, I'm chairing the Health and Human Service Committee. We have like 20 bills up. I'm like, I have to get out and come here, right? This is my driver. This is what feeds me. This is what reminds me about why I'm here. And so, you know, after yesterday I've been on the House floor hearing all the reasons from the women Republicans about why they cannot vote for this, you know, it gets a little bit exhausting. And so you go to sleep and you're like, I don't think they get this. And so I woke up this morning, and so this is the word I woke up with this morning. Right? I'm just going to share it with you guys, because sometimes this is where I get my motivation early in the morning when I wake up. Is that when the Constitution was written, it was written by men. It was written by men who did not see women, who did not value women, who felt that the women's place was in the home somewhere in the background raising the babies. Right? And what we know today is that we're bigger than that. Yes. We're more than that. Yes. We are here. We are visible. Yes, we can raise a family and we can run for office. Yes. Because we know what needs to happen is that we need to embed in our Constitution that it's not just all men who are created equal. It is men and women who are created equal. It is people who are created equal. And so we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop until we know that this is about all of us, right? And so as an African American woman, who know that women have to fight, I know that my ancestors had to fight even harder, right? So that today, I am where I'm at today. And it is our job today to fight for our girls, for our children, for our grandkids, and for the great-great-grandkids that come after that. So that our girls know that they have a powerful role to play, to continue to play, and they will be valued, they will be seen, they will get paid equally for the work that they do. And that whole word will be embedded in our Constitution, the United States of America, not only here in the state of Minnesota, but at the federal level. Thank you all for being here.
Scott Dibble, who knows a thing or two about civil and human rights.
Happy International Women's Day. You look amazing. You look so powerful here in your state capital. Thank you for being here. I'm State Senator Scott Dibble. I know a little thing or two about being kept out of our state's constitution. Yes. But remember when they tried to keep LGBTQ people out of the Constitution back in 2013, 2012? We rose up and we said no. Yes. I was so proud to see you walk into the chamber yesterday, in the chamber, to witness that amazing, beautiful debate. Thank you, Mary Panish-Podine. You did a masterful job. I was proud to walk in when my friend LGBTQ Hunter Cantrell was up speaking, because you know what? The roots of homophobia is misogyny. This state and everyone stands with you. What is to be afraid of? Equal Rights Amendment? We're afraid of equal rights? That was the stakes of the conversation yesterday. So I'm here to say thank you for the opportunity to debate a change to our state's constitution that's positive, that includes people, that expands what Minnesota means, that we are all one family, we are all together. Thank you for giving us that opportunity. I'm looking at the banner up here. Equal pay, equal justice, equal respect. That's what Minnesota is about. Thank you for reminding us what our essential values are. I reject that this is a partisan issue. I visited Gerald Ford's Presidential Museum, and guess who was at the forefront of the Equal Rights Amendment fight back in the 70s? Betty Ford, yes. So we have our Betty followers who's carrying on the tradition of Betty Ford. We can do this. We can absolutely do this. I stand with you. I'm proud to have been the chief author for many years of the companion bill to Dick Cullen's bill, and I will continue to stand and fight. We will do this, and we will bring Minnesota into.
I just want to give some quick shout-outs. County Commissioner Tristamata Castillo, County Commissioner 2018, we also changed history and we sent the Republicans who had blocked things packing out of Congressional District 3. And elected Dean Phillips with the highest voter turnout in the country. It is my great pleasure today to introduce the woman who is responsible for giving us Dean Phillips, who carried him, who birthed him, who reared him, who made him the man he is. To read a letter because he's in D.C. for floor votes. D.D. Phillips.
Okay. This is a letter from Dean. It's his words, my voice. To ERA, Minnesota, and all gathered to celebrate International Women's Day. I write to express my deepest regrets for not being able to join you in Minnesota today. I assure you that the extraordinary woman who stands in my place is not a consolation, but a treasure in her own right, and a tireless voice for equality from whom I draw inspiration and strength. I remember my mother, Judy, an entrepreneur, community volunteer, and activist, wearing a green ERA Now pin. As a member of Congress, I honor her every day as an advocate for women's health, economic security, economic freedom, and equal rights. In January, I co-sponsored the Paycheck Fairness Act, a long overdue update to the Equal Pay Act of 1963. It takes critical steps to close the gender pay gap that still exists in this country. In February, I joined my sisters in Congress in a sea of suffragette white at the State of the Union address. As the only male member of Congress to wear a white jacket, honor the extraordinary women of the 116th Congress, my mother and the suffragettes, whose tireless work afforded my great-grandmothers, Sarah Johnson and Rose Phillips, the right to vote in 1920. In March, my district office opened in Minnetonka. I hope you come to know it well. Our doors, phone lines, inboxes are open for your perspectives, concerns, and most importantly, your ideas. And while we cannot legislate decency, I promise to do all I can to level the playing field for women in the workplace, create equity and opportunity, pay, health care, and everywhere in between. In solidarity, signed, Representative Dean Phillips. An honor for me to introduce our next speakers, outstanding leaders, our great Governor Tim Walz, our great First Lady Gwen Walz, our great Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan of the great state of Minnesota.
Good morning, Minnesota. Gwen and I would like to say thank you for being here on behalf of our daughter, Hope, and our son, Gus. So thank you for being here. For all of you who for so many years have put work in this, my words are simple today, then I'll step back and know my place as the Lieutenant Governor and the First Lady speak. But it's pretty simple. Equality under the law shall not be abridged or denied on account of gender.
Yes.
Let's get this done, send it to my desk. Here's the pen. Let's sign it.
Good morning, everyone. You all look great. You look incredible in your green. I'm rocking my pin. We are here on International Women's Day. Today I woke up and I ran into my daughter's room and I said, "Good morning. Happy International Women's Day." And she said, "Everywhere? On the whole earth?" And I said, "Yes." And I sent her off to school wearing a shirt that said, "I'm being raised by strong women." So we are here today, and it is not lost on me that I get to stand here because of the generations of women who came before me, who cleared a path to ensure that I could be your lieutenant governor today. And I know that I am standing on the shoulders of incredible leaders. I was raised by a strong woman. I was raised by her sisters. I was raised by my grandmother, who was a single mom when it wasn't an easy time to be a single mom. It is still not easy, but it certainly wasn't easy during that time. And at no moment did I ever not see women in my family as leaders. They led families, they led nonprofits, they worked in county government, and now I get to stand here because they led the way. Social media last night and watching everything, the conversations that were coming in, what happened on the floor, it is an incredible time. It is an incredible time. And I cannot believe that we have to ask. I cannot believe that we have to ask to be treated equally under the law. I cannot believe it's not right. And so let's just be really clear. What we are asking for is not out of the ordinary. We are asking the Equal Rights Amendment would provide a constitutional law that gives women and those in LGBTQ communities who've been victimized by gender-based violence legal recourse. Is that too much to ask? No. The ERA would help set realistic legal standards for sex discrimination at work so that it would be more possible to prove those experiencing discrimination. Is that too much to ask? No. It would change outcomes to ensure equal pay for equal work and help and pay inequity. Is that too much to ask? No. It would help ensure that women can work safely and continue to earn income during pregnancy. Is that too much to ask? No. And it would help establish the U.S. as a global leader on women's rights. Is that too much to ask? No. So as we are here today, we are excited, we are pumped up, we saw progress in the House, and I'm saying, Senate, it is all you. We're standing here today with Governor Walz, who I know believes tremendously in the power of women and knows that we deserve equal rights. So it got done in the House. We're looking at you, Senate, because as Governor Walz said, he would sign it. And then that's right. Because we know that it is long overdue. So it is time to say yes to ERA. Yeah. One of the most powerful women that I have the pleasure to know. We have seen her take the mantle of First Lady and decide that she is going to move her position to do good by folks in Minnesota, to give a voice to folks who feel like they don't have one, to ensure that people who are living lives where they may be forgotten can come into the light and can come into the sun. And she is first and foremost a mom and also an educator. And I have to tell you that it is an honor and a pleasure to be able to be here today and also to be standing shoulder to shoulder with our First Lady, Gwen Walz.
Thank you so much for being here. The power is in being here, right? The power is in standing together, and that's what women know and have always known. And we will not rest. And we are watching, and we are collaborative, and we are communicative, and we are supportive, right? And so we are here to get some things done. I'm so proud of Tim and Peggy and what they do and what they stand for. And when Tim and I talked about this morning, he said, all I want to say is send it to my desk. And so I would like to just echo those words. Let's just send it to his desk and get it done.
Haven't run away. Could I just get all of y'all up here, show your faces up front?